Hi and welcome finally to the vlog of the sweater I wear most in my closet. This is supposed to be a zipper sweater by PetiteKnit, and it's a special one because I have used a completely different yarn with a completely different weight, inspired by a lot of the scuba neck sweaters, sweatshirts that have been going around and have been getting quite popular since 2023, 2024, which is also around the time that I moved to New York, New Jersey area. And Lululemon is a very popular brand worn around there. And just walking down the street for coffee or for groceries and looking at the street style of people inspired me to have something with a scuba neck like this. And the other good part about this sweater is that it has a zipper, which is why it's so special. So most of my friends don't knit, and when I told them that I installed the zipper myself, they were so impressed, like, oh my god, who are you, sorceress or something? So it's really not a big deal. If you are an absolute beginner, maybe this pattern is not for you because it has German short rows in the back. It has a tricky pattern with the collar to hide this zipper, like this extra material here. But otherwise the pattern is quite straightforward. It's not that hard. For someone like who has knit maybe 2 to 3 sweaters in their life, this is an okay pattern because of the zipper. Another interesting thing about my progress with this sweater is that I have not relied on swatches to get this done. I mainly relied on my intuition, because the vision I had for a zip up like this is that it should look fluffy and that it should look large. Most of the Lululemon sweaters that I've seen, they are boxy fit and they are quite large. I mean, I have one myself, it's huge, and I wanted something like that. I wanted something fluffy that I'm swimming around in. And also to account for the fact that our weight goes up and down in life as we age. So with something as large as this, I think I'll always be swimming around in this. And which is why I chose Drops Air. It's not going to look exactly as the zipper sweater by PetiteKnit looks mostly on Instagram or on Pinterest. It's going to look slightly different. But the quality of Drops Air with its fluffy look is that the stitches aren't as defined. So this kind of looks like a fabric. I mean, yeah, you can see the knit stitches if you look closely. You can see that this is a rib pattern, but it doesn't, it could pass off as a fabric. That's my point. Which is why it looks more even and it's nicer to lounge around in, because the yarn is not rough, it's quite smooth. Yeah, other than that, which is why I chose Drops Air. I got 7 skeins of this yarn and I had 1 left over when I finished this sweater, but I wanted to do something with that because I didn't just want to have it left over like that. And what to do, right? Should I make a hairband? Should I make like gloves or mittens or something? But instead, since I was inspired by scuba neck sweatshirts, I decided that I'm going to make a pocket, which is why this sweatshirt has a pocket, and I have explained how I have made this. That is why now I only have half a skein of yarn left over. And I know for a fact that because I love this pattern so much, and also people react very nicely when you tell them that you installed a zipper in your work yourself. So I'm going to make a lot of these. Not always in Drops Air, I'm making it in other yarn as well. For example, I have something ongoing here in a completely different yarn, but I'm thinking of making a pocket for it as well. So I encourage you to try it in Drops Air or in any other yarn you feel is right, where you have that vision, and this pocket is just going to add an extra touch to it. It's so functional, and maybe not to keep your phone in there if that's not your thing, but if you're lounging around, like my current routine is I take coconut water on the side and I watch Elementary every night, which is a show about Sherlock. It's adapted to him being in New York and to the modern world, but it's very well done, and it has 7 seasons. So I am happy that I'm immersed in this and have my hands in there like that, because it gets cold. And I don't have to wear like extra mittens or anything, or take a blanket because my partner hogs the blanket. But it's just, I'm proud of this. It's simple, I know, but I'm proud of this, and I finally have something interesting to put in a vlog than just me progressing with a sweater and doing exactly what the pattern says. So that's that, and let's go. This is for the pocket. So this is a strip of 75 stitches with alternate knit and purl rows, and I've left a very long tail at the beginning to help sew it in. So the first 2 rows are just 75 rows of knit and purl from the wrong side. And on the third row, which is a knit row, I've started working decreases on each side. So on either side to give it that U shape. So the third row, knit row will be decreases. The fourth row, purl row will be just purling all the stitches. Fifth row is again a decrease, purl, decrease, purl. So we're gonna have this shape eventually. So for the decreases, this is a knit row. For the edge stitch, I work from the back loop to have a pretty edge. For the right side decreases, I slip 1 stitch, I knit 2 together, I pull the slip stitch over. So you can also knit 3 together if it doesn't show too much in your yarn. And then you knit through the row. So when there's 4 stitches remaining, I will knit 3 together, which is a task. And then I will knit the edge stitch through the back loop. And for the purl row, I slip the edge stitch to have a pretty edge. And then you just purl the row like normal. So again, this is the purl row, and for the last stitch, I just slip the last stitch with yarn in front for the purl row. Once again, for the knit row, because I'm still working on the decreases here, through the back loop, knit 1 stitch, this gives a very pretty edge, slip, knit 2 stitches together, and this slipped stitch will be picked up over this stitch, and then you just knit the row till the end, till you have 4 stitches remaining, and then you will knit 3 together at the end, and the last one you will knit through the back loop because it's the edge stitch. And I encourage anyone wanting to try this to improvise, because I use 75 stitches at the beginning. You can cast on as many as you like. It's just that 75 seemed to work for me through a bit of trial and error. It's handmade, bespoke fashion. It could be anything. This yarn really flies off the needle, so I don't have that much footage of just knitting this stuff, because I used to sit down after breakfast or just after waking up, like half of this was done. So okay, we have 4 stitches remaining. This is a task because I will knit 3 together and the last edge stitch through the back loop. And with drops air, you cannot see the stitches very clearly. I like that, but if it was another kind of yarn, you could see them very clearly. The edge would look like the edge would look like this. But anyway, slip for the pearl row. I'm struggling. And this alternate thing with decreases at the edges in the knit row and a purl row. I will do this at least 5 times to give a really sharp U shape. And in no time, like, the thickness has, the thickness or the height has increased dramatically. So it's one of the good things about drops air. One thing I don't like is this has a bit of nylon in it, in this yarn. It's very light, it's very soft, everything is great, but there's 2 things bad about this actually. One is there's not enough traceability of where the wool was sourced from. It was really affordable as a kind of a beginner intermediate knitter. I discovered some good sourceable yarn a bit later in life. And the second is the nylon. I mean, why is there nylon in this yarn? I really don't want that kind of stuff, but oh well. Actually, part of why I'm making this pocket is not just the whole bespoke fashion thing. It's because I think it's my ADHD coming up with so many different things I could do instead of installing the zipper. Like, everything is done. All I have to do is install the zipper, and I can take a small video of the before and after washing and blocking. And it's easy. It's not such a big deal to install the zipper because there were so many details in this pattern, and it's always an achievement. But I will do anything apart from what is actually going to finish the sweater, so you know. So this shape is nice, and I kind of want it, I want it like this. So I will continue not 5 but 6 times the whole alternate decrease and purl row, and then I'm just improvising, so we'll see. The good thing about this yarn is that it's so light, it's so fluffy and light. So if it was any other yarn that I was using, or the correct yarn that I was using for this project, I imagine it to be heavy. And this pocket as an addition would have made it even heavier, which is fine by itself. But what I like is the whole project at the end is going to be a lot lighter than if I had used the correct yarn. It's just something I'm going for. Even the stitches, you cannot see them very well with drops air. And for me, it coincides with what I want. It's exactly how I had visualized this project to be, so you know. It works out, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who want to knit something like the zipper sweater or any sweater, but you live in America, and most of the times the yarns used are like really local yarns from a faraway, and it's always Europe, right? The designers that I've come across, whose patterns I've purchased, they're always living in Europe. and I can't always source this yarn. That's why I have to make do with substitute yarn that I decided was okay. Yarn in front, last stitch, I'm going to slip. And yeah, I decided it was okay. But for me, I like sweaters that are really large. So if I use yarn that is slightly larger in diameter than the one it's supposed to be, and my project turns out to be larger than it's supposed to be, it's a win-win, because I only like sad and large and comfy sweaters. Like, that's my whole thing. That's what I've thrifted for 5 years when I lived in Belgium. And yeah, I hope that drops makes something like this kind of yarn with air blown technology, which is very light but without nylon. Or maybe nylon is necessary to hold the fibers together because of the technology they use. But anyway, I just really hope that this is possible, because I want to move away from nylon and polyester in my yarn as much as possible. That's one of the reasons we knit, right? Because we can use materials that we want. Oops, 3 stitches. So, and most of the times when polyester is unavoidable in the rest of our life, we can at least avoid it in our hobbies and personal projects. But I don't know how to make it happen. I feel like I want to knit this zipper quarter zip sweater in every color, because I feel like this one is going to be my most used. Not hoodie, it's not a hoodie, it's just a sweater. There's just something about a very large collar which is just framing your neck. It's very regal to me, at least. And by this time you can start to see it's a neat edge. You cannot see the outline of the stitches, but you can see that it's a neat edge. Nothing is, fraying or loose randomly. So yeah, quick check. Somewhere here and somewhere here. It's long enough, but if I put my keys or any wallet or anything in here, even a book, it's not gonna fall off because the base is so long. And also I did like random decreases here. I wasn't supposed to. So with this pocket, that thing is gonna be hid. It'll look more professional. I mean, it looks fine, but I know that what was this? This was, I was in the mood, so So I only have this much space, and these are very sharp decreases. The pocket could be like until here. So, So I'm thinking I'll do the decreases twice more, so 4 more rows, and then I'll slow down and do the decreases every 3rd row or every 4th row to make them more subtle. Oops. And by that time I should have reached the length like until here or until this little pocket, because that's also how the Lululemon Scuba hoodie, that's how it goes. It goes until here. So this is done. And now my most favorite part. To recap, I started with 75 stitches. And yeah, I knit first 2 rows as it is. Then I started decreases every alternate row and I did them 6 times for a very sharp curve. Then I slowed down for a more subtle curve. I did the decreases every 4th row and I did them 3 times. Then I slowed down even more and I did the decreases every 6th row, but I did them only twice. So it fits just until here. But this is according to the sweater I knit in my size. The zipper sweater is supposed to be a lot longer according to the pattern, but for my height, I know that this length suits me. So I always stop earlier than the pattern says. The ones that start knitting from here rather than bottom up. So I have these long tails and I will attach them and see you. I recommend securing it with pins. And yeah, now we'll start. This is the only one I have. So I'm gonna use a double thread. And the only way I will get this done in one sitting is if I start the time lapse. So I realize that's gonna be true also for weaving in my million ends. And the last thing is something I got from Yellowstone National Park. It has like a adhesive or something and it's iron-on. So I'm not sure if it'll go well on a sweater, but this is gonna be the most unique sweater. So I will try and let's see.